Hello and welcome back to Reddit League. We're now in week 7. We've crossed the halfway point last week, but now we actually crossed the halfway point in terms of knowing the results. And last week in California ended up great. Got a very important win there, which puts me up to 3rd in the table. I'm still 3,700 and a bit points behind the highest total score in the division. That would be cool to get the highest total score in my division for the 3rd year in a row, or 3rd season in a row. But that's still quite far away. And I don't think it's going to happen. But be something to try and achieve. Either way, we're now going into Asia, which is going to be interesting. From my practice, I think I played about, I'd say roughly 10 seeds normally, and then the other 4 division seeds. And in the other 4 division seeds, there was one single round that went wrong. So just be aware I'm going to be salty if something happens in this seed. No, seriously. It's for some reason it's very skewed towards Japan. I don't really know why. I've had lots of Japanese locations in practice, and I've had 5 in the other 4 division seeds. So it's quite likely that we'll get another one. Whether it'll happen, we'll see. Generally, I feel relatively confident about Asia. There's a couple countries in there that I'm like, I wouldn't mind if they're not here. I wouldn't mind Sri Lanka not being here. I wouldn't mind Russia not necessarily being here. I just realized the problem. None of the other division seeds had Russia. So, I mean, I know I'm a mathematician at heart. I know it doesn't change anything about the likelihood of Russia being in this seed. But, you know, always gives you a bad feeling. The other countries, Thailand, I wouldn't mind that not being here. Philippines can be hit or miss. If we're in a city, it's usually pretty easy. If we're out in the countryside somewhere, it can be a real pain. Japan, lovely, give it to me. South Korea, not too bad, because mainly I know a lot of other people struggle with it too. And I've not had too many problems with it. What else do we have? Indonesia, hit or miss. Somewhere in the middle of nowhere, can be pretty rough. Depends on how much information you find. Malaysia, give it to me any day of the week. Cambodia, I don't think I've seen Cambodia a single time whatsoever. Not in any of the practice seats, not in any of the other division seats. I don't know where it is. Bhutan is another interesting one. I had that quite a few times in the practice seats, but never in the other challenges, in the other divisions. So that could happen as well. Jordan, Israel, take it or leave it, I don't mind too much. Palestine, same goes for that. What am I still missing? Kyrgyzstan, give it to me, 100%. Mongolia I haven't had in, I'm not sure if I had it in practice once, but it's not in any of the other division seats either. What else? I think that's mostly, we've got Hong Kong, which I had in one of the other division seats, never in practice. We've got Singapore, which I had in one of the other division seats, never in practice. And we've got Macau, technically, which I've just not seen at all. And Taiwan, which, again, take it or leave it, can do decently on it, not necessarily always. Today, we're also going to be playing Cameron, or the real Clyde, which is another interesting factor because I've got no idea how good he is in Asia. He might be decent, he might be bad, I don't know. He's been good in most of the other maps. He's had one poor map, I think it was Belgium, but don't quote me on that. I just know he's had one. And he's also up there with me currently in the lead, sort of shared lead in the division. To show you quickly, he's currently 2nd, just a bit ahead of me in terms of score differential. And with that, let's just give it a try. Asia complete, 3 minutes 30. And we start off in Japan. Which, you know, I don't necessarily mind. Japan is just always a bit, if you're really out in the countryside, I think that was the 231, I don't need to check. Yes, it was. If I'm already here, I might as well check it. Japan out in the countryside can be annoying because you're not amazingly likely to find good signs. We're in a town here. let's see. I'd like to get back to the main road. That's not the main road. This is the main road. And I just have to hope that we'll find a sign, a good one eventually. There is a sign up there. Whether it's good is a different matter. Bring me back here. Yes, it is good. 365 and 476 would be quite far down. 490, 488, 482, 477, 476, where there it is, Hsien City, and the 365 as well. And we were on the 231, so we're here. The 207 is here. Okay, I can work with that. Now, which I think I went, no, I went north definitely. Otherwise it wouldn't make much sense, to be honest. There is one bridge over the river here. There's lots of bridges, to be honest, there. So let me try the other way. It makes a curve and then goes pretty directly to the east. So I think, still got over a minute left. This is sort of the first house in the city, but it's not on the map clearly. The only exception would be if we traveled so far that we're past the next situation in the road that looks like that. Is that likely? Could we peek down here? It's possible. I'll have to double check. I have to go north. Sort of curving around a bit here. There is that bridge. I'd like to just get past it. Just ignore the lovely bridge. A bit towards the east and north again here. Then we keep going north. And then we curve over to the west. There's a small tunnel here. Then we go north again. Okay, we're running out of time here. And this is just this again. We can't be here. I don't think we can be here, but where else would we be? Or can we be? No, but I'm out of time. Oh, we were here after all. Okay. Lost 1 point. Not ideal. Oh, there are the houses. Not, okay. Slightly unnecessary mistake, but not too big of a deal. It shouldn't be, at least. Round 2. Okay, is this just Japan again, but this time random island in the middle of nowhere edition? I can definitely see that being the case. Which will make this interesting. I have some experience with these islands, but will I find any information? That is the important factor here. Wait, 06? Is that an area code? 06 is weird. Okay, let me see, what can we find? This is not even Japan. Is it? No, this is Taiwan. Alright. Never mind then. That could have ended badly. But that's sort of why you have sort of a base knowledge of things. So that you know when you see Taiwanese and when you see Japanese. It's not Taiwanese, but you know. What is this? Where are we even going? Like what the... This is not mainland Taiwan. I don't think it is. I say mainland Taiwan. It's probably one of the counties, one of those islands. But this bridge is just weird. What do we have here on these signs? Baisha Township. And what do we have here on the other one? 203 to Shiu. I want to check this island, It's not it. I want to check this here, Shiu. Yep, that's where we are. Okay. The question is, how far did we travel? If I go south here, we've got 1 minute 20 still. Through a lot of woods. Relatively clear south, but slightly southwest. Where do we get? Shuandai Temple, Green Sea Turtle. Number 3 in Chidong. 5, this is number 3. Dream Beach is to the west. Where would Dream Beach be? I think we're somewhere up here, if I had to guess. Let me see. We pretty much hit the harbor straight away here. I actually think we're closer than. This road goes down. We're not. We are somewhere here. Where exactly though? We're already in the curve, yes. Let's go with that. Yep, nice 5k there. Still 1 point behind Tall Impala. We'll grab that point back. I'm sure of it. We're back in Japan. What is this seat? Please. Alright, let's see. There is a highway here, and I'd love to get onto it, but you can't always have what you want. But this is certainly not what I want. Although that brings me back in the right direction to get towards that, Jesus Christ. To get towards the highway, if it finally lets me. Oh no. Where are you taking me, random road? Okay, is this a bigger road? You know what, I'm going back to the start. It's not a thing. That's gonna be ending well. Wait, is this the road that I took from the start? Yeah, that's the same way I went at the start. Can I get up here maybe? I'd just like to get up here onto this road. And it's not a road, it's a train track, isn't it? Okay. Let's try again. Other way. That looks better. Which way do I want to go? Let's go this way. Sort of towards the highway again. It's not a highway, is it? Don't think it is. Alright, but at least on this road I do think we have a chance of getting better signs. Well, we'll actually find any or not. Different question. Still got 1.5 minutes, which is not great. I spent a lot of time at the beginning there for relatively little payoff. And when I say relatively little, I mean none. Alright. Come on. Good signs, please. Kurihara City, Takashimizu. Tsukidate. Is that something? Tsukidate. Just put it down here for now. Kurihara City, Tsukidate. Can't find it, which is an issue. No. Takashimizu. It doesn't look like we'll find it. Come on, quick, please. Sendai 55. Osaki. Wait, south, not north. Osaki. Maybe here. Yep. So it was a highway. Wait, no, it is the Shinkansen. Okay. It was close. That was super close. Okay, but we managed to do it in the end. Good. Next round. 2 more. Oh. I made a joke on Reddit about, before I'd even played this seed, where I said, oh, let's go play the map that only has Japan and sometimes other countries. Well, little did I know that it would be this extreme on our seed. Jesus. This is a big city. I need to find the city name somewhere. What's more likely is that I'll find a national highway that points me towards the city we're in. This looks like it's the way into town, and this looks like a sign that I need. No, not a sign that I need. Kazaki. Wait, which station was that? Emachi. Okay, keep that in mind. Saga. Okay, that's a start. Nijojo Castle. Saga. Where exactly? Nijojo Castle. No, I want to go that way, please. Thank you again. Let's use this. What about this sign up ahead? Okazaki Shijomiya. Can I see any of those? Not really. So I'll continue. Try. Wait. Kyoto City Bus? What? What? Okay. I believe you, boss, but Enmachi Saga. There is a saga in Kyoto. Ooh. 187 and 111. Thank God I found that bus. That would have been horrible. There's 181. I feel like there's Ichijoji. Looking for the train station. Maybe I can find that one. Emachi or something like that. In 32 seconds. Can I find that? No, I should look for 187 and 111. I should go further central. 187 and 111. There's the 187. 111. I don't know. We'll leave it there. 2.7 kilometers, not too bad. There's a 183. Okay. Yeah. Not ideal, but that could have ended so much more poorly. 1 round to go. Fucking hell. What is this? Shmingo, please. What is this seed? Oh, it's South Korea. Okay, good. It's not Japan or Taiwan, but I mean, we're not far off. Oh God, will we ever find out where the hell we are in South Korea? There's a specific area this reminds me of. I'll show you later when we have to put a pin down with 10 seconds left without having found any information, probably. That's when I'll show you. Jesus. Will we get anywhere here? I have big doubts about any information coming our way here, which is a shame. because I would have really liked to secure a draw at least. That's now going to be tough. What do we have here? Hobakgård Sagori. That's not something that provides me with any help. I need to go this way, I think. I'm more likely to find stuff. That's not going to be helpful, that sign. Neither is that. Neither is that. Alright. We'll try to continue. Maybe we'll find something eventually. This is all in Korean. This is all in Korean. Come on. Wasn't there a highway here? Could have sworn I just saw a highway there. And then it just disappeared. Brilliant. Oh, where am I now? There is the highway. I know you're here, highway. Let me get on to you. Once you finish building, which is not in this timeline, I guess. It's a tunnel under the highway. It's not helpful either. Jesus Christ. Okay. I've half given up on finding anything here. I mean, you're always trying until the last second, but this highway just doesn't want to. I think I've been here before, just a second ago. I need to put a pin down. Worst case scenario. And I think the worst case scenario will hit us. Inhwa Hajiom. Can I find either of those in the few seconds we have? No, I can't. It's all the way up there. That's rough. That's rough. But could I have found... There's Inhwa Hajiom. I have no idea where that is. That's probably the round that will cost us the game. It went really well apart from that. That's the annoying thing. Okay. Just have to hope that Cameron doesn't find one of the rounds in Japan. Or that he misses Taiwan. But even then, like, Penghu County isn't that far away from mainland Taiwan. So he shouldn't be losing many points there. Okay. Alright. Time to talk about the other seeds. Which way? Which way? This way. Oops. Division 5 seed. Giovanni beat me by 2 points. Yeah, after I think I've had Sri Lanka twice in practice. We got 2 rounds in Sri Lanka. Number 1 was near a city called Laganvila, which I found plenty on different signs, and eventually I found, okay, maybe I can find it on the map. I don't really have much else to do other than looking for it. And it was really easy to find, surprisingly. Right here, I guessed a bit further north because I found something. Yeah, I found my way into the town and I couldn't quite remember which way I traveled because there is a canal here, actually following this road that isn't shown on the map. So I thought it might be this one, and so I guessed slightly west of it, which makes no sense considering that I knew we were east of it. Either way. Round 2, then went over to Indonesia, in town of Jambi, which wasn't too difficult to find. Finding out where exactly you are in the town, not that easy. I eventually, with about 10 seconds to go, I found the road I was looking for in Jalan H. Adam Malik, but it obviously way too late to, oops. Come on. Yeah, you can have a look at the round. Way too late to be able to pinpoint anything here, and it continues for a bit. Round 3 brought us over to Japan. Was that the Japan? Yes, it was the Japan round. Yeah, that one wasn't too difficult either. Walked up here, saw a sign for the 152, and did I see a sign for anything else? No, I think it was just the 152 that I used as information, and then just looked alongside it for the 212, I think that is. And that was relatively easy to find, and then I just guessed here. Took me 2 minutes and 4. Round 4 brought us back over to Sri Lanka because I love the country so much. This time though, we were actually in a pretty big city, sort of in the suburbs of Colombo. Those are probably all their own cities, but to me it's just one big mass of a city. And I eventually found out all of the signs pretty much said we're in Panipitya. And eventually I found a sign that also said Panipitya Kotawa. And then I eventually found the big roundabout here that I had hit. And from that I worked my way backward and knew, I mean at that point I had about 20 seconds. So I kind of knew, okay, somewhere east of that roundabout, but yeah. Of course gonna lose a couple points there. I had 40 more seconds, but you know when you hit that point in a challenge when you're like, I've got 10 more seconds and I'm just down to pinpointing, but I've got no idea where in the city I am. What's the point? Like, you're not going to find out where you are if you don't have any road names either, stuff like that. So I just guessed there. And then for round 5, we came over to the United Arab Emirates. And that one actually took me quite a while because pretty early on you find a sign that says you're on the I think it was 87, I'm not entirely sure anymore though, which just doesn't show up anywhere. So I had to make my way over here where I found out we're where the E11 or near where the E11 and the E77 meet up in the Jebel Ali industrial area. So that was a lot easier to find after that. And yeah, not too difficult to pinpoint. There was a roundabout relatively close by to the south. Next seed, Division 4 seed. That is a seed that could have been absolutely lovely until we hit Thailand in round 5. We started off in Malaysia, in the city of Malacca. Actually, interestingly spelled differently on Google Maps than it's actually called. Actually called in the language. Although this one's spelled internationally and this one isn't. Anyway, this was the form you'd find anywhere locally on Google Street View. And eventually I couldn't figure out where in this area we are because the town or the city is pretty huge. Encompasses sort of all of this, and eventually I just went down here because I knew we were close to the 5. But yeah, I couldn't find anything more. Round 2, we went over to the Philippines. Actually, and I want to show you that because I've never seen that city before in GeoGuessr. That's actually a quite interesting city. Sort of a lot of elevation changes. Reminds me a bit of La Paz in that, but just in the Philippines instead. No, I don't want to find out about this, about the Centrum for Diabetes. No need. But yeah, you can find the city name pretty easily, and by how huge it looked, I knew if I zoom in on the Philippines, it's going to show up somewhere. Never heard of it before, but yeah, wasn't difficult to find. And then for rounds 3 and 4, we switched over to one of my favorite countries, in Kyrgyzstan. 5k both of them. In round 3, we started close to the border. I knew we had to be somewhere in this general area, but it took me until I came onto this junction, which pointed me towards Kant to the south, that I knew, okay, we had to be on this stretch of road. And it was actually pretty difficult to figure out where exactly we are, because I didn't remember crossing this big junction when I was going north. So started going south and went on for a while until I thought, okay, I've went on for ages. It's not going to be here. So I went north and saw, oh, we're right next to it, pretty much. And then I saw the lake that we were close to the south. So that made it not that hard pinpointing. But unless you're confident about the location of these things and you find out where exactly you are pretty early, I wouldn't be surprised if we see very little aces in that round, actually. Then we went over to round 4 in probably one of my favorite areas in Kyrgyzstan on GeoGuessr, in the Susami area over there, because it's one of the few snow-covered areas. Right here, lovely area, looks great. And yeah, it took me a bit to figure out on which one of these curves we are. The thing in Susami is always you're gotta figure out, are you north of the tunnel or are you south of the tunnel here? Like up here, it's nothing like it anymore, and down here it's nothing like it either, because you're missing all of those curves. But yeah, eventually once I was up here, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure where I am, and then yeah, it wasn't hard to pinpoint. And then of course we had to get Thailand to finish it off, and yeah. I found one road marker that told me like there's a small road with the 1065 that's you're on, and I thought, I mean, I have no other information whatsoever. I might as well try and look for the major one. It wasn't the one, obviously, but yeah, what am I gonna do? I don't know where I would have placed it if I hadn't looked for that. Probably around that area, just based on how it looked. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't find a single area code anywhere. I learned them, at least into a rough level for this, because in practice, I think I was in Thailand twice. Oh, a third time maybe, but both of the times I didn't immediately know where I was. I had to rely on area codes, and it was the same area code both times, which was the area code of 53 for Chiang Mai, which was quite funny. Either way, Division 3, back over to Japan, but first off we started in Jordan, relatively close to Aqaba here, as I soon found out going south that we were 70 kilometers away from it. How far is that on the map? Who knows? But eventually we started, the good thing is we started next to a row of trees, which actually do show up here as sort of green spots depending on how far you zoom in. And just to confirm that, I went north, found the town of Risha, and therefore was pretty easy round. Obviously missed out on pinpointing slightly. We were further south on that line of trees. Didn't look like that to me, but yeah, who knows. And over to Japan again, round 2 in sort of the mountains of Toyama, and I found smaller roads that pointed me somewhere towards Toyama, but in the end, well, actually the thing is, we started close to a dam, which is a good callback to the dam map in week 4, because that had Japanese dams all over it. And the thing is, the lake is actually called Lake Katsura and not K Lake as it's written here on the map. I have no idea why it's written there. Maybe it's a kanji that you can read in different ways and Google got it wrong, I don't know. But because of that, I was checking the lakes along the 156 and I didn't zoom in enough for the POIs to pop up. So I just saw for, okay, K Lake, it's not it, next one. And eventually I just knew, okay, there's a lot of dams along this river, should go for that one, I don't know. Yeah, wasn't quite it. For round 3, we went into Singapore, which was the first time I had Singapore on the map. And this one wasn't too difficult because I soon found out we're in Hougang on Upper Serangoon Road, and then just followed the small streets. There's Charlton Road, there's Surin Avenue, and then we started on Chalanganing. Not too much of an issue here. And then we went back over to Japan, because of course we did, into Hiroshima. And it actually took me quite a while to not that long to figure out we're in Hiroshima. There was a sign for the Hiroshima Expressway relatively close by, but quite long until I figured out where exactly I am, because I went east and then saw, well, first of all, I looked for other roads, but then I went east and saw, okay, we're crossing a river, so it has to be here. And I spent about, not too long, like 30 seconds looking around here, and then I realized, wait, there's more than one river into Hiroshima. So then I went west and checked how many rivers are there until I finally realized, okay, we have to be here. And then pinpointing was relatively easy again because we started at a pretty big intersection. And to finish that seed off, we went into South Korea and into sort of Seoul. I don't know if that's part of Seoul actually, I think so. But for the longest time I couldn't figure out where the hell we are. I knew we were in Mulaedong, it's not a district, is it? probably is a district, to be honest. So I knew we were there, but where is that? Now eventually I found a sign towards Incheon. So I kept looking around that, somewhere around here, and then I found a sign that said Yeongdeungpo District Office. So I was looking for that as well. And eventually I found that and Mulaidong with about 10 seconds to go at most. So all I could do was just put my pin there, no chance of pinpointing whatsoever. Would have probably needed like a minute at least more. Actually, do we have road names here? Yeah, we do have road names. It might have not taken that long. But yeah, that was the Division 3 seed. More Japan. And we haven't had enough Japan. The Division 1 seed started us off in Taiwan, where I got pretty lucky, to be honest. I mean, when I made my way here, which was the first good decision, because other way would have probably taken longer. So we were on the free, and I saw we were entering the free from the 24 to, actually 24-2, which is not quite this, but either way. And I saw the free isn't too long, sort of goes down here, and actually goes into here as well. But I was only sort of checking this general stretch of road, because obviously on these signs you have the is that a province? Probably the province code, or not? No, it's the county. Is it a province? I have no idea. I think it's a province. The province name as a, is that a kanji then still? I think so. Yeah. And because of that, I knew we had to be here in Miaoli County. But I didn't actually know for sure we were here, because the thing is, I knew that I saw that the 22 is here. I saw that the 26 is here. I was looking for the 24 and I couldn't find it. So I just like was on about this zoom level. I looked a bit further south, and I was like, I don't know, just place the marker here for a second. Like, because I knew we came from the west to the main road. Placed it here and sort of left it there at the end. Ran out of time and I was like, oh, and I got a 5k, because this was the 24, which I didn't see because I was over here, which was quite funny, but you know, I'll take it. And then we came onto more luck, because we went into Hong Kong. And it took me forever to figure out that we're in this area, because it actually looked like very built up. So I thought for sure we were in Hong Kong proper, in the city, and not outside of it. I eventually found a sign pointing me towards the station of Tai Wai, which, after eliminating every single station in Hong Kong, I thought, okay, I'll look outside of it, and found it pretty soon. But at this point, like in a 3-minute round, I think 2 minutes 30 already passed. I then luckily found Tin Sam Street very quickly, which was the street we started on, which was lucky for me. But in the end, I couldn't at all place where exactly we were. So I placed it over there and just got lucky that was close enough for the 5k. And then we went over to Japan again for 2 rounds. First off in Fukushima. Again, took me quite a long time, because we were on the National Highway 114. The 114 actually goes out of here, and I just didn't spot that at all. I just saw the 113 is up there, the 115 is down here. I knew we're somewhere south of Sendai. Eventually it took me until I found something that said Fukushima to actually zoom into Fukushima, and then I saw this 114. I still don't know how I never spotted this 114 at all. Either way, once I was in there, I didn't have enough time to pinpoint or anything. I knew we were near a station whose name doesn't appear on the map anymore. I think it started with EMM and something else. It's not on the map. Wouldn't have helped me anyway. And eventually I saw a sign that told me the city hall is somewhere close by, like half a kilometer away. So I knew I had to put it somewhere in the middle of the city. I went with here. And round 4, just a bit over there in Toyama. Actually took me really long as well. I did not manage to pinpoint that, again because I ran out of time. Because I knew pretty close by, there were signs telling me we're in, like, central Toyama is to the east, and to the west there's Takaoka and some other things like that. But I don't know, for some reason I was looking further down because I knew we were on, there was some other road. I don't remember which road it was, but for some reason I kept looking further down. And eventually when I thought, okay, maybe we are just near the city of Toyama, I found Takaoka. And then I found, after a long search, I found the 44 and where the 44 and the 41 meet. But at that point I just had no time to backtrack. So I just knew we've gone east, for a bit. I thought we were here. Not too bad. Relatively close to birthday. And then we went over to South Korea again. And I didn't find anything that helped me. In the end, I just thought, okay, it's a big city. We're close to a river. I know there's a river in Seoul. Guess there. It wasn't too far off. So I'm happy about that. And yeah, that's it for this week's episode of the Reddit League. And I just hope that Cameron makes a mistake and somehow allows me to take a win there. I do have hopes just based on, let me actually go back here, just based on the seed, because this wasn't easy. And a lot of these Japan rounds really weren't easy. So I do have hope that he might mess one of those up. And genuinely in Japan, if you mess up around, it can cost you more than 1,000 points. So yeah, I've got hopes until I inevitably lose. But till then, hopeful. And yeah, I'm still relatively happy. Like I didn't find anything in South Korea that could have helped me. Was there actually... Just out of curiosity, let me look over the Chinese border. Is that not? That's not the Chinese border. That's the North Korean border, is it? Yeah. Let me look into that again. Sort of around here, right? Looking north. North. Yeah, it's... Okay. Those signs are probably signs that tell you something. And the walls here might have given something away. To be honest, while I was playing, I would have never got that idea that that's the wall that separates North Korea and South Korea. Would have never come into my mind, I'll be honest. But looking at it, yes, it looks reasonable. But yeah, unlikely that I would have ever thought of that. But anyway, I'll take it. Could have been worse, as we could see with Tall Impala here. So yeah, maybe even if I do lose, I'll somehow end up in the top 50% of the division and get a bonus point for that, which I'll not be happy with, but I'll be satisfied. I'll be okay with that. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for doing so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.